Hey everyone, Melanie Allen, Emerald Ambassador. I am so incredibly thrilled tonight to bring you Sonya Dudley, Diamond Ambassador. I still remember when I started the business 2.5 years ago, I heard from everybody, watch Sonya Dudley's videos. And so I have, and I still do today. She has been a mentor from afar on YouTube, and now a friend of mine. I remember meeting her at Leaders Retreat. Sonya, I remember meeting you. I was so excited. We took a picture, and then I was so honored to get to go to your mindset event in New Orleans. And now I'm going to be bringing Sonya to Houston. So those of you on the call, she is coming to Houston March 4th of 2017. So save the date. It was a life-changing event for me, Sonya. I'm so excited to be able to bring that to Houston for everyone else. And and it's your birthday, Michelle. Awesome. And also, I just want to thank you for taking your time out for us tonight to share on mindset. So without further ado, Sonya, I'm going to pass it to you.
Oh, thank you, Melanie. I always get warm fuzzies when I remember when I met people and got to know people. And, I meet a lot of people, but I remember your genuine heart. And when I met, when I really got to know you and Ryan in New Orleans, well, the New Orleans area, when you came to the mindset training, you guys are such a loving and giving, heartfelt couple. I could feel your love and energy, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are people I love to be around. So too bad we don't live really, really close, because we would hang out a lot. So thank you for asking me to be on. I appreciate it. Anytime I can pour into people, that's what I love to do. And everything is crazy in my house, and it's nuts. And I was like, oh gosh, I don't have my earrings in. Should I go downstairs and get them? And I'm like, you know what? We worry, and this is the reason I brought that up, because it's going to lead into a lot of what I'm going to talk about tonight. And what I really feel holds people back so much is, I still deal with it. Okay, I'm like, oh, I need to go get my earrings in. I need to go touch up. And I'm like, you know what? It's not about me. It's not about what I look like. Okay, wait. Okay. It's not about what I look like. It's not what about, we worry so much about people's opinions.
Sonya, sorry, I wanted to make sure mute everyone. Can you go ahead and unmute yourself again?
Yeah.
We got a lot more people on, so I just wanted to make sure we're going to get a lot of background noise. Thank you.
You hear me?
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
So, yeah, we worry, and if you have to do it again, I'll see it, and okay. I'll unmute. We just worry so much about what people think about us, and at the end of the day, it's not about that. And I don't know if it took me 25 years in network marketing to the last 3 years to realize that, or if it has to do with age, or what it has to do with, but it's like people's opinions, honestly, they really shouldn't matter as much to us as we think they do. And so I loved, Melanie, I loved the video that you sent me. I had seen it years ago. Mm-hmm. You were telling me that you guys were going to do a study, like a 30-day
We are doing a mindset challenge right now for my team from that recording.
So they've all watched that, I presume?
Yep. Yeah. Well, the people in my mindset challenge, there's about 30 of them that are doing it.
That's great.
And we did just to say, when you talk to yourself this summer, the book study, based off the books that you mentioned at the mindset training. So we did that this summer.
Tell you what, that's so impactful. And after watching the video of what you sent me, what was it called? The Nightingale.
The Strangest Secret.
Yeah, Strangest Secret. I was like, it reiterated what my passion is. And it reiterated that, our mindset is the key to everything. I loved this guy. I loved this video. So let me just back up. You know what? I don't apologize anymore. I just buy cute glasses. It's just the way it is. So here's the deal. I'm going to share a couple minutes, 3 minutes, my story, just in case there's someone who doesn't know my story. And I'm going to share it with you a little bit differently pertaining to mindset. When I was in college, I was a freshman in college, and my aunt said, "You know what? You need to do this business with me. I'm in network marketing. I do this business. I love it. You would be great at it. You could make money going to college." And I was like, "Okay." And I loved makeup, and I loved helping people, and I thought, "Okay, this makes sense." So I did that business all through college. Now, I went to my first convention my senior year in college, and the beginning of my senior year, and I was making money in network marketing. It was helping me big time through college. And so when I went to that convention, I really saw the potential of network marketing. I caught the vision of, oh my goodness, the more you help people get what they want, you'll get what you want in life. Like, it really confirmed what my heart kind of was made of. Like, I always had that, just that desire to pour into people. And so I thought, wow, I found my niche. And so I came home from that convention, and let me tell you guys, when you draw your line in the sand, you know how people say that all the time to you? Well, you got to draw your line in the sand. You got to make that decision. And you think you do, but you're not sure if you did. Like, you will know. It was so clear to me. I was sitting at that convention. I was watching, well, I'll never forget it. I was watching a lady. I'm not going to say her name, but I know her name, first and last name. I'll never forget it. She stood up there, and I remember going, I want to do that. I want to be her. I want to stand on a stage and inspire people to believe that they can be all God created them to be. And y'all, I was crying. Like, I'm 19 years old, crying, going, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. So I said, I'm going home, quitting college my senior year. I needed 21 hours to graduate. Don't do that. But I knew it was my calling. And I came home, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do. And I stayed with that company for 17 years. I did it full time. And I say that to you to say, you have to dig so deep to know what your calling is. It can't just be about a goal for you. It has to be more about, why am I here? What do I want to spend my days doing? And I'm here to tell you, I'll be 47 this week. Life is so short. I went to see my dad today in the nursing home. And I'm going to tell you that life is so short that you start appreciating the simple things. I'm sorry. And I tell you that you need to evaluate. If you don't love what you're doing every day, if you don't want to get up every day and go to your job, you need to be saying, why am I not pursuing my passion? And it's usually due to fear. And I'm going to get into that. But I came home from that convention, and I never looked back. And I'm going to also say that I may not have been with the right company for the rest of my life, but it was the right company for years and years for me. You have to say, you may not think you're where you want to be in your company, and I'm not to emerald yet. I'm only a silver, and I've been in it a year, and I'm only here. You're where you are because that's where you need to be. And there's a reason for that. You're either going to learn lessons in the beginning, or you're going to learn them here, or you're going to be stopped here to learn them. You will always have to slow down to learn and grow. And so the way I have to look back at my journey is, and the way I looked at it as going through those 17 years and not being where I thought I should be, is God was teaching me everything I needed to know at that time. And I know when you're going through the journey and you're kind of like comparing yourself, you're beating yourself up, you're wondering why you're not further along. If you can just stop the madness with that, it will save you a lot of time wasted. Just embrace the moment. When you're going through struggles, just say, okay, Lord, I'm going through the worst struggle in this business. No one wants to buy from me. Everyone's quitting. I'm frustrated. I'm not a good leader. Why am I doing this? And just be still and embrace the moment and go, what do I need to learn so that I can move on and be better? And if you can just kind of take that, it's all about your attitude. If you can take on that attitude every single day about every struggle, it is the key to success, is your attitude toward the struggle. So and as you can see, I'm incorporating my story with lessons. But when I decided to get out of that company, I was burnt out on, I felt like the compensation plan, like it wasn't set up for success because I had no one on my team making money on a consistent basis. And I had been in 17 years and only had 90 people on my team. And I just felt like I was working so hard. What was wrong with me? What was wrong with the company? So I'm like, okay, I don't think network marketing is for me. So I'm going to step out. I got really, really sick with stress. Stress causes a lot of ailments, and I got really sick, and I knew it was from stress. So when I got out of that company, being burnt out, being sick because of the stress from being burnout, I just said, I need to take a break from this. So for a couple of years, I just tried to get better health-wise. And I did get a little bit better, but not a lot better. So for when you run out of money, I'm completely, after 2 years of not working, like we were like so stressed. So I had to get a real job. I had never worked for anyone else. I was about 37 and had never worked for anyone else, but had to go get a job. And, what kept me going was, I have a family. I have a passion to help people, but I was never I never gave up on my belief that my dream that was given to me, or let me say this, that was revealed to me when I was 19 about helping other people get what they want, that never left me, but it was buried under comparison, fear, discouragement. It was buried. And so when I had to go out and get a job, it was like, okay, I've got to do what I have to do to survive. And so for 5 years, I did what I had to do to survive. I still continued to read positive books. I love Les Brown. I love John Maxwell. Those were two people that I can tell you that I continued, and not every day, but probably only once a week, maybe even every other week. Because again, I wasn't in network marketing, but I still had that hope of one day finding that company. So even though I had sworn off doing network marketing, uh, I still believed in the principles of helping other people get what they want. So when my best friend Helen came to me in, gosh, it was the end of August 2012. Yeah. She said, Sonya, we are going to do network marketing. I know we swore we would never do it again, but we are going to do network marketing. I'm like, what? What are we selling? So she's like, okay. So when she explained Plexus to me, I thought, okay, this makes sense. It's simple. It's simple. And you know, what's $35? I have blown that on many, many things trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So I said to her, okay, here's the deal. If this works, if the products work, then we're going all the way with this. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, the first week we were both on the products. Helen didn't have a lot of health issues, but she didn't have a lot of energy. She didn't feel great. Where with me, I had a lot of health issues. And so the first week we were on the products, it was like life-changing for both of us. But for my ailments, it was like, oh my gosh, this stuff really works. Like, we can really take this to another level. So, you know, all those dreams that were buried under the discouragement, the fear, you know, you hear people saying, you know what, those things are for very few people. Very few people make it in those things. And so all those things come back to the surface, and you hear them, and they always creep in. But when your why has never left you, and your dream has never left you, it's there. And what happened was, because the products worked so well, I started believing again, and I started having hope that maybe this could be the right company. And it was. Obviously it was. So 10 weeks after starting Plexus, I was able to quit my full-time job and go full-time. And then I think, we joined in September. We hit Emerald in the middle of March. And then we were Diamond that summer. And it was because, and let me tell you guys, we have it so much easier now than we did 4 years ago. We didn't have catalogs. We didn't have any of that. But now we have more testimonies. So it was tougher in the beginning, but we believed. It all boiled down to our mindset, our belief, our dreams, our attitude about, you know what? Who cares what people say? Who cares that no one has heard of this product? Because literally no one I talked to, period, had heard of Plexus. No one. And so it was always explaining what it was. So I got really good at explaining what in the world this pink drink was. But guys, it would have been really easy to have just, because, listen, in the beginning, I didn't know. I'm not a detailed person. I didn't care to know what every ingredient was and what every ingredient did, because facts just tell, but stories sell. And so I knew that. So I didn't care to tell people all the details, because it kind of goes over people's heads. So I remember, like, I was selling like crazy, and there were people like not drinking their water. There were people who had high blood pressure who were taking the accelerator, and I didn't know any better. Like, it would have been easy to have said, "Oh no, look at all the people telling me they can't take it." But I knew enough. There was too many people having results. I knew what my results were. That you have to know that people are going to be people. People are going to always give you excuses, because it's easier to give excuses than to find a solution. It's easier to, and this pertains to us, it's easier to find excuses than to push through the fear to get to the results. And this pertains to anything in your life. You know, if you struggle with what people think of you, it's so much easier just to say, you're right. Everyone's right. I'm not good with talking to people. Everyone's right. You can overcome that. You can overcome that. So anyway, I did not buy into what people said. And still today, it's easy to buy into people's excuses, but I have to go, you know what? It's an excuse because there's 100 more people that have the same or worse situation that this is working for. So, you know how you have, two people who are going through the same sickness? I'm going to say maybe cancer. And there's two people struggling with the exact same kind of cancer. And you wouldn't even know this person's going through the disease. And this person, you know it because they live it out. They talk about it. They dwell on it. They post about it. It's all they're consumed with. So it's how people choose to handle their adversity. And coming from a few things that I took from the video, Melanie, I was so glad that you posted that again for me because it had been years since I'd heard that. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much good meat from this video. But and I loved how he said this. He said, from all the people who study mindset and who are in this industry and who scientists and just everyone, like people disagree on a lot of things, but there was one thing that they cannot disagree with. We become what we think about. Mm-hmm. It is so true. If you sit around all day long and all you think about and all you talk about and all you say to yourself is, I'm not a good salesperson. I'm not good at this. If I were only like so-and-so, if I were better at this, if I didn't have this going on, if, it's like, how can you get positive outcome if you are putting in negative thoughts? If you plant corn, and this is biblical, my preacher actually today talked a lot about encouragement, and he said, you've got to watch who you're in the boat with. If you're in a boat with negative people all day long, how do you expect to, walk on the water? How do you expect to get the positive results? And so if you plant corn, you are going to get corn. You can't plant corn and get carrots. So, watch what you're saying all day to yourself. You're the only person who can never leave you. I promise you that one. You are the only person who can never leave you. And so you are the most important voice that you can hear all day long. It's like if I look at Melanie and say, Melanie, you're amazing. You're so good with people. You have a gift to bless other people with your words. And we hang up the phone, and while she's listening to me, she's going, you're right, you're right, you're right. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, you're right. And we hang up the phone, and then her little other voice creeps in and says, seriously? Are you kidding me? Not really. I mean, that sounded good, but remember what happened in second grade. Remember when that teacher told you that and you were like, you know what? You kind of believed that. It's true. You're not good with people. And you start going, oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Or maybe you believe it. You believe that encouragement from someone else for a few minutes or even a day or two. And then you have your first negative experience again with a person, and you go, oh yeah, yep, you know what? I'm not good with people. I know what Sonya said was great and that was sweet, but you know what? She doesn't know me. She doesn't know my past. She doesn't know what happened in ninth grade. She doesn't know, and we allow that to come back in. And until we choose to, we first have to become aware of that. We have to become aware of that voice. We have to know when all that is happening so we can erase it. We have to be able to erase it. And the only way to erase it is to become aware of it. And then we have to choose to say, no, delete, delete, delete. That was someone else's words. It was someone else's thought at the moment. And here's the great news. They probably forgot it after they told it to you. But we chose to carry that with us for years. We chose to allow their words that they've already forgotten to define our future. Why do we do that as humans? It's horrible that we choose to do that. But the good news is we can choose to get rid of it. You have to make a choice to delete those things that you've heard and to change the words. And you're the person who can't leave you. So you have to do it yourself. And I know it sounds silly, but obviously, Melanie, if y'all went through the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, then they're aware of how vital and how to do that, how to create a different mindset. You have to, and I'm getting winded. I'm sitting really low in a chair, which is not good. I should have set up. I didn't have a stool up here, but I'm getting real winded. It's because I'm sitting low. I need to actually kind of get up on my knees here. I told you when I sit versus stand, I get real winded. So there we go. I'm going to sit on my knees, y'all. I'm serious because I'm talking from a different voice.
Yeah, I can tell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. When I come to Houston and I talk for 5 hours, literally it's easy because I'm standing, so it's from a different place. But you have to be able to visualize. You can't just say, I want to go to Hawaii next year. I know that's great to say that, and maybe you think you want that. Maybe you do want that. But until you visualize it and put the feelings and the emotions to the thought, it's not going to happen. So before your feet, I'm going to leave you with this scenario. Before your feet hit the ground in the morning, set your clock 5 minutes to 10 minutes before you really need to get up, and become disciplined to not hit snooze and then get up when you have to. Give yourself that 10 minutes to pray over your day, to be grateful, have a grateful and thankful heart, and to visualize your day. Visualize that great things are going to happen today. Everything that happens to me is going to be positive. If something happens to happen today that maybe I didn't plan, I'm going to be able to handle it. I'm going to have a great day. Today's going to be a great day. And then visualize, I'm so excited about being in Maui next year with Melanie and Sonya and all these people that I want to be with. Visualize how that's going to feel, how the suntan oil is going to smell, how the sand is going to feel between your feet, how the luau is going to sound. But you have to visualize it, because so many people can't. They say it, but they don't see it. And it's biblical. Without a vision, people will perish. That's biblical. So you must have the vision. So I'm going to challenge you along with your 30 days of doing this great mindset challenge that you're doing. I'm going to challenge you to visualize and to pray over your day and to say how great your day is going to be. And I want you to know too that every single person at every level has challenges. I have challenges every single day. And there's days that I just want to throw my hands up and go, what? But every time I have a challenge, I always go, okay, there's a reason for this. What am I going to be able to learn to pass on? What am I learning? What did God need to teach me today so that I can become a better leader? And if you can look at things differently, you will be able to go further. Because every business you're in, you're going to have a challenge. And so I say to you, don't quit. Because the people who quit are the people who lose. So the only way to lose in this business and in life is to quit on yourself. Don't quit. It's just a series of lessons that you're going through to get to where you want to get to. So it has been a blessing. This business has changed my life. The products have changed my health. I was in a 6-figure debt when I got into Plexus from 2 businesses that I started. And it has just changed our world, y'all. And the greatest thing is that we have thousands of people on our team that are making money and that it's changed their life. That's the best part of being in Plexus. It is the right company at the right time with the right products. And we are pioneering the way. I know you think I'm the pioneer, one of them, because I've been in 4 years. We are just getting started. I still go to Nashville, which is an hour away, to do all my stuff. And I still, every time I go, everyone I talk to, no one knows what Plexus is. Occasionally someone will say, I think I've heard of it, but it's for the next 5 to 7 years, we're pioneering this. And you are a part of that. And there will be bumps in the road, a lot of bumps in the road for the next 5 years. I'm here to tell you. And many people who are on this call won't be with us in 5 years because it's hard. It's tough. But you're pioneering a company, for Pete's sake. It's going to be tough. But I promise you, it will be worth it. It will be worth it. So stick with it. Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on your team. If you have one person on your team, you're a leader. You don't want to quit on that person. So regret is worse than anything. Regret is worse than the pain of remaining the same. I've decided that I don't want to remain the same person. And it's better for me to push through, and it's painful, but it's better than regretting what I didn't do. So I'm going to leave you with that. I am so winded. I know it's my angle of sitting in this low chair, but hey, I found a good corner. So
that was amazing. I took so many notes. I just have one question for you before we get off. Just one about repetition. Ryan's been studying mindset a lot too, and he mentioned repetition. So, I remember at your mindset course, you talked about that Repeat It Again app.
Yes.
So I'm just curious, like how often, because I decided, Ryan was thinking 30 days with that one strangest secret.
I just lost you. I see your face, but I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
Okay. Are you there?
I hear you, but you froze.
Oh, Melanie.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh. I think we lost each other, Sonya. That's okay. I'll message you the question and I'll let everybody know. But thank you so much. You were amazing. We really appreciate your time tonight. And we got a lot of people commenting, so I'll go ahead and read some of them. Love your honesty, so genuine. Thank you. Thank you, Sonya. Awesome. Okay, we lost her, guys, I think. Yes, she is, guys. She's amazing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. You guys will get the, once I get it to YouTube. Hope everyone has a blessed night. Go Plexus.